thought in 1929 in terms of setting it aside as a federal bird migratory sanctuary was that, well, we could help the birds. And the birds back then that they were wanting to help were the waterfowl, things like geese, Canada geese, and mallards. Yeah, there they go, right on cue.
Yeah.
And indeed, in many ways it worked.
Around the Inglewood Bird Sanctuary, the river actually bends around us. So to the west of us, we have downtown. And just over to the east of us, we actually have the Deerfoot Trail on the other side of the river. And so, just beside the Deerfoot Trail is the Inglewood golf course. And then we have the river, and then we have the bird sanctuary itself.
I don't know if you've ever flown over in a little plane across the Rockies and you look down on the Rocky Mountains and it's this mess of, if you will, blocks of rock, and it doesn't look like that's a place where you want to land. Well, that's what our cityscape looks like to a flock of birds. It's this broken up kind of surface, but then you get those areas that are either during the day nice and green in migration or about to green like here, or black at night. Those are going to be safe areas for a flock of birds, whether you're a tiny little flock of warblers or a big flock of geese, to come down and land and likely find shelter and food once daylight comes around.
What we're finding is having so much of that parkland that's almost one and then another and then another, because you move from us and then you have Beaver Dam Flats and Old Refinery and Carburn and Southland. It just continues down all the way along this river, and it makes for a large amount of habitat that lives right along that river's edge.
The wonderful thing about the Bow is that it's in the middle reaches of its course. It's close to the source. The water is nice and clear and open. That encourages species that a thing like an osprey, which is a bird of prey, will hunt. And man, what a great place to do it. It just so happens that the city of Calgary is also here, so they're nesting in the city. Indeed, they're quite spectacular when they dive into the water to grab hold of a fish. That bird will be hovering up above, quite literally, flapping its wings, hanging in the air, and then all of a sudden it folds those wings and heads down, claws first, bang, into the water, and will grab the fish with those claws, and it may go underwater. And so then it's got to come back up, and as it comes up, it's got to get up out of the water. And so as it does, it may do this funny flip back and forth to shake water off, and at the same time, it's rearranging the fish so that the head of the fish is headed in the same direction that the bird is as it goes upriver back to the nest. It's quite amazing.